quarterback, Bradley Blankenheim, play, the more and more I'm impressed with his ability, not only in the strength of his arm, but his accuracy for a freshman is just very impressive. So he's always a fun player to watch. Both these teams come in. The Mustangs come in 3-6 overall, 1-3 in league. Amador comes in 5-3, 2-2 in league. And it's always a spirited game. You know, this is the 100th year, not necessarily the 100th year of the JV game, because I don't know if they had JV games way back when they started this in 1923. But this is the actual 100th year of the playing of the big game. It is not the 100th game, because several years way back in the 20s and the 30s, they played sometimes 2-3 times a game. So I think they played 104, 105 games. But this is the actual 100th year of this rivalry, which is one of the longest running rivalries in the state of California.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, you know, that's always one of those things that I kind of like, just like how historic and how storied this rivalry really is, and like how much, you know, fun it is to see all these kids play each year, and you know, you hear the stories of the games from previous years, and everybody wants to get their name etched onto that trophy.
You know, they had their rallies last night. Amador had their rally in Sutter Creek. Argonaut had their rally in Jackson. They did have the bell out there last night because of the forfeit. Argonaut will retain the rotary bell again this year, the big game bell, as captains start getting ready to prepare to go out of the field. We'll just call them real quick. For the Mustangs, number 16, Henry Padilla. Number 11, that's Beckham Whalen. Number 52, Diego Lopez. And number 33, that is Patrick Moreno, and that's for your Mustangs. On the other side of the field for Amador,
we have number 42, that's Michael Nunez. Number 8, that is John McPartland. Number 44, that is Talon Quartz. And number 51, I should say, 51, that is Zeke Peterson.
Talon Quartz was our player of the game last week. A couple touchdowns. We called the JV game last Thursday night in an Amador victory over the Calaveras Redhawks. And so anyway, you know, we're talking about this game. I've obviously done a lot of research to this game. This game started back at Xiley Field. Those of you that probably don't even know where Xiley Field was, if you know where the CHP office is in those apartments right across the street, right on the creek there, that was Xiley Field. That was where this game was first played.
Oh, really?
And then they moved it to the Butte Bowl when the Butte Bowl was dug, and that was back in the Roosevelt era. There was an act that was enacted to build bridges and roads after the war, and they used some of that to dig out the Butte Bowl by hand with picks and shovels, and they brought in, and I don't have all of my stats with me to remember the first year that it was played at the Butte Bowl, but that's a little bit of the history where these games have been played over the year in this 100th year playing of the big game. Argonaut has won the toss. They have elected to receive. So we're going to get this one underway in just a couple minutes. You're listening to the Camp's pregame show. We want to thank our sponsors all season long. They've been with us. Our game sponsors, Big Valley Ford, Jackson Tire, Armstrong & Son Construction, The Glass Doctor, Toman Associates, halftime sponsor, Conifer Communications, our postgame sponsor, Mark Twain Medical Center. Call the game, Mel and Faves in the BG Lounge. Player of the game, our Jamba Juice, and our scoring update, the Mountain Merchant. We're going to bow out for the national anthem.
A longtime supporter of youth activities in Amador County, the folks at Camps Propane hope you enjoyed tonight's high school football action on Hometown Radio. Visit Camp's showroom on Highway 88 in Pioneer. Ask about the EC Saver program and senior discounts available. And you'll never run out of gas again with Camp's Smart System Tank Monitoring program. They also carry a complete line of RV supplies, gas refrigerators, and barbecues. For more information, visit Camps Propane in Pioneer or their website at campspropane.com.
For all your land surveying and civil engineering services, call Toma & Associates at 223-0156. Whether you're building a fence and need to know where the property line is to complete boundary surveys, Toma & Associates can help. Lot surveys, boundary line adjustments, parcel and subdivision maps, FEMA certificates, septic and grading plans, among the many services Toma & Associates provides. Call 223-0156. serving the Mother Lode since 1967.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, and we're back here at Dan Barnett Field where the national anthem just finished there.
Perfect timing.
That was perfect timing. That was absolutely perfect timing. And so we're back here. We are just seconds away from this playing of the Little Big game. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors who have been with us throughout the season. Of course, you were listening to the Camps Propane pregame show. Big Valley Florida game sponsor, Jackson Tire, Armstrong & Sons Construction, Glass Doctor, and Toma and Associates. And Frank, I'm looking forward to this one.
Well, you know, this is a game we always look forward to every year. I know the student body does, obviously the players do, but the parents, the whole community, it's just one of those things that is a lot of the good about high school sports and the cross-county rivalry here, and we're excited to get this one underway. Argonaut, as I said, did win the toss and elected to receive. Beckon Whalen is back deep for the Mustangs as the Buffaloes prepare to get this one started in this 100th year of the big game.
All right. We want to thank everybody who's joining us on Facebook, on the YouTube again for this live stream of this JV matchup.
Amador has a pretty good kicking game for a JV team. As I said, we've done a few games, and it's actually a little rare to see a kicking game as strong as this, although that one goes out of bounds. So Argonaut will start at the 35-yard line, good field position for the first possession, and that's how this one gets started.
All right, so let's see what the Mustangs have. Of course, running a newer offense this year as opposed to the traditional double wing that we've seen the last couple of years, and even I think different from the or slightly different from the offense that we saw them run last year in their state run. So we'll see what the JV, how they have implemented this strategy.
Number 10, Dylan Vasco, is going to be the quarterback for the JV Mustangs tonight as he breaks the huddle, brings his team to the line, going to operate out of the shotgun. Snap straight ahead, handoff met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Stopped before he got back there. The ball carrier was number 22. That was Ace Tisserand. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10. Beautiful fall evening as people, it looks like we got a pretty line of cars outside the gate there. People getting a little bit late.
I was definitely trapped in that one coming in.
Vasco pitches out to the right, cuts it back inside. It's a nice hole, gets across the 40, and the ball's on the ground, and Amador recovers.
Oh.
Had a nice gain on the play, got hit and fumbled the ball. It was recovered by number 3, Alex Santos of the Buffaloes. Big turnover early in this game to give Amador great field position at the Argonaut 49-yard line.
So, you know, that was a really good run there. But, again, it looks like the ball just got punched out. Got to work on that ball security, son.
So the fumble will give the Buffaloes great field position. Blankenheim's going to operate from the shotgun. They're at the Argonaut 49-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Motion comes from the right side. Now there's a whistle on the play. Let's see what the call is. That normally is some type of motion penalty. Oh, they're counting them up. They think they got too many players on the field. That's what it looks like. Seems to be the discussion, but nobody's decided yet.
My quick count says 11.
I think they're picking it up. Somebody miscounted out there. They're waving off the flag.
Yep.
The back judge threw the flag, thought Argonaut had 12 men on the field. They're going to pick that up as they did the head count. Motion comes from the right side. Now there's another whistle. There was an early jump on the left side. That's going to go. No, now they're going to call offsides against Argonaut. So interesting start to this one.
Yes, indeed.
It's pretty quiet here right now, and I could actually hear the referee saying your lineman was down across the ball. So they moved it forward 5 yards, so that'll set up a first down and 5 from the 44-yard line. We're going to try this again. Blankenheim from the shotgun. Motion comes from the right side. Quick little bubble screen out to the right, but tackled and hit immediately. Now the ball comes loose, but he was able to pull it back in. It was just a little short little bubble screen to the outside receiver. That was number 8, John McPartland. He was hit immediately for no gain on the play. The ball fell forward, and he ended up maybe getting 1. It'll set up a 2nd down and 4.
We've got 8 minutes and 21 seconds here left in the first quarter.
Remember, the JV games, they play 10-minute quarters, so these games move rather quickly. Blankenheim again going to operate from the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Lone back behind him. Motion comes from the right side. He's going to give to him, trying to get around the left side. That's number 35 for the Buffs. Stretched out. He's got the first down and more before he's knocked out of bounds. That's Bill Hobson on the carry. Nice gain on the play for Amador as they move the sticks for a 1st and 10.
And we're watching this here on the replay. Okay, so just a quick motion right here and just a design dive, or not design dive, design sweep here. They got the DN to bite in, and he was able to make that edge. Great pickup there by the Buffs.
Just no pursuit from the backside of the Mustang defense. Everybody just gave up on it. You got a pursuit of the ball, and there was no backside pursuit from Argonaut. Handoff to the right side. Busts through a hole, wiggles his way down to close to the 15-yard line. That was number 22, Branson Radis. Henry Messia on the tackle for the Mustangs. That'll be another 1st down, and the ball will be placed at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Buffs. First possession of the game started with great field position after the fumble. Straight ahead, handoff to 42, got room to the left side, and then hit almost immediately by number 33 for the Mustangs. That was Patrick Moreno. Ball carrier Michael Nunes for the Buffs.
Yeah, good hole there opened up by the Amador offense there for Nunes.
Gain of a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down. We'll call it 7. Moreno did a nice job coming up on that. He had room around that corner. Came up, made a nice strong tackle.
He did.
3 receivers out to the right this time for Amador. Motion comes from the left side. They're going to give it to him. Blankenheim's got to keep it right up the middle, and he's got a big hole. That's another 1st down as it gets up to about the 10-yard line.
So we see this, like, I don't know if this was some sort of option or designed option that they had here, but you look how long Blankenheim actually sits in with this. Watch. So he sits, he rides it. I think he's looking, and then he sees that big hole open up and just takes off.
Just a huge hole up the middle there. That'll set up a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for Amador. Blankenheim operating from the shotgun. He wants to throw. He's looking for left corner. Out. And he's got it. Touchdown.
Let's see here.
That was number 2. That was Landon Ray Chase. Just a little corner route. Put it up there beautifully right into his hands. Made one move, had press coverage. Throws it right to the corner. Chase goes right under the perfectly thrown ball. Touchdown in the corner for Amador.
You know, and that's just amazing, the touch that Blankenheim put on that. I mean, that was right where it needed to be. Perfect throw.
This young man continues to impress every time I see him. There's the extra point attempt, the snap, the kick. It's up, and it is good. 6:07 left to go here in the first quarter. Amador takes the lead, 7. Mustangs nothing. We'll be back. More first quarter action right after this.
Big Valley Ford Lincoln, your regional commercial van and truck headquarters, is proud to sponsor Motherlode League High School football. The expert sales team will help you get behind the wheel of the car or truck that's right for you. And their service department will keep that vehicle running at peak performance. Visit the team at Big Valley Ford Lincoln, your full-service dealership, on the web at bigvalleyford.com and located in the Stockton Auto Mall off Hammer Lane. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
And we're back here at Dan Barnett Field. 6:07 left in the first quarter. 7-0 the score with the Buffs set to kick. Jake Geedy, Frank Halverson.
Well, Amador took advantage of great field position after recovering the fumble, took it 49 yards in. And there's an onside kick that's not going to get the 10 yards. Argonaut falls on it.
And I think they'll take that.
Yes, they will. That'll be on the Amador side of the field. The ball never went 10 yards. It just died before it got there. The ball has to travel 10 yards. The one thing the Mustang player did that I've seen so many times in high school, the defender doesn't, or the receiving team doesn't come across the line to receive the kick, thinking they need to stay back for 10 yards. That's how the onside kick works. Mustangs this time came across, got on the ball, and they will have it 1st and 10 as the ball didn't travel 10 yards.
Well, I'm sure that Coach Keith Davis
and
was,
they're discussing that now. It was a penalty against Amador that is being declined.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's related to the fact that the ball didn't go the requisite 10
yards.
Well,
they motioned like a false start. I don't know if that's what they do there, but so ball's at the Amador 49-yard line where the Mustangs have it 1st and 10. Handoff trying to come around the left side. Cut down immediately. What a nice play there. That was by number 9. That was
Blankenheim.
No, it's not number. That is Blankenheim. Bradley Blankenheim. I thought it was McPartland. McPartland's 8, I believe.
Yeah. So we can see. So Blankenheim's playing his linebacker position. So he comes right in there, reads it immediately, kind of loses his footing, slides in, but nonetheless keeps focus and makes a tackle.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Handoff trying to get around the right side this time. Number 16, he's hit almost immediately, just gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's Henry Padilla on the carry. That'll set up a 3rd down and 10.
So again, looks like another lead sweep there. And I think they got Blankenheim playing on the strong side because he comes through. And he's the one that ultimately makes that tackle again, but he's playing on the opposite side that he was from the last play. So I think they've got some sort of key there on that defense.
3rd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Inside counter, gains a couple. It'll set up a 4th down and long. That was number 22 on the carry, Ace Tisserand. So it'll be 4th down and 7.
And this counter developed all right, but it looks like he again lost his footing sort of coming through. I mean, it was definitely not enough to make that 10 yards that they needed or the 8 yards that they needed, but still, that would have been a good play on 1st, 2nd down there.
Unfortunately, it was 3rd.
Unfortunately.
There is a timeout on the field by Amador. We'll keep it right here. There's 4:28 left to go. The Buffs leading this one 7-0. First quarter action here of the Little Big Game here at Dan Barnett Field on a beautiful fall evening.
So, Frank, just on my first little bit, I guess, of these first couple of plays I've seen, so I definitely see that Amador is definitely moving. They have some sort of key, and I think they're having their extra linebacker lining up on the side of the tight end, it looks like. So they must be calling some sort of strong side call. And Blankenheim is the one that is I think, that key. And I think they have him either lined up on that tight end or where they're seeing some sort of motion. I'll need a little bit more to tell you more, but Argonaut's got to do something to counter that.
Gage Morales back to punt for the Mustangs. 4th down and 7. Good field position after recovering the onside kick attempt. They're going to fake it. He's going to run around the right side. He's going to be well short of the 1st down. So the Mustangs will turn it over on downs there. And Amador will take over 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
Now, that does look like it was a design
It was a fake punt all the way.
I bet you, though, if that ball had come in a little higher, he would have had been able to get a bit more steam going down there. I still don't think he would have made that 10 yards he needed, but, I think he would have been in a better spot because that ball came bouncing into him.
All right, 1st and 10 for Amador. Ball placed at the 43-yard line, 2nd possession of the game. A little over 4 minutes left. Blankenheim's going to roll to his right, and he wants to throw. He looks. He's got a receiver wide open, complete, gets across the 50-yard line, brought down at about the Argonaut 48-yard line. Easy pitch and catch there. That was number 44, Talon Quartz.
And that's that bread and butter play that we've seen Amador employ week after week. And it's just that quarterback boot having a flood into that part. He has an he has a high route, a mid route, and a low route, all running outs into that zone, and it's a high percentage completion for Amador.
All right, 1st and 10 for Amador. They're moving the chains at will. 3 receivers to the left. Blankenheim this time is going to roll to the left. He's looking. He wants to throw. Now he's in trouble. He's going to tuck it in and run. He gets pulled down for a big loss on the play. All the way back. That was number 41 for the Mustangs, Jace Rocky.
And we see Rocky coming in from the opposite side here. So he ran all the way across. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I saw that was 55. No, 41 coming off there. Way to stay with him. Took a bit of a not an ideal angle to make that tackle, but, you know, can't argue with the result.
All right, after the loss on a play, it'll be 2nd down and 14 for the Buffaloes. Motion comes from the left side, straight ahead handoff. That's Quartz. Gets across the 50 to the 45-yard line. It'll be set up a 3rd down and 8.
So we see him coming in there. There was some good penetration by the Mustangs, but they just couldn't quite wrap him up in the backfield.
That was Nunes on the carry, excuse me, not Quartz.
We have 2 minutes, 18 seconds here left in the first quarter.
3rd down. Blankenheim's going to keep it himself, trying to get around the left side. Not much there. He's going to be pushed out of bounds, well short of the 1st down. I'm sure Amador will go for it here on 4th down. The ball at the 42-yard line. It'll set up a 4th down and call it 5.
So this could be a very key stop for the Mustangs if they can stop them here, of course.
1:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Amador leading this one 7-0. First possession, good field position after recovering a fumble, went 49 yards for the 10-yard touchdown pass, Blankenheim to Ray Chase. 4th down for the Buffs. Oh, and Argonaut, they got him to jump. There's a free 5 yards.
Good hard count.
Boy, those penalties just kill you. So that'll turn it into 4th down and 1. Obviously a much more manageable play. So 4th and 1 for the Buffs. They might try it again. 3 receivers bunched to the left. Straight ahead handoff, pushed out, had to kick out of the right side. A good center push. There's a flag on the play.
I think
dropped for a loss. That's probably going to be against Amador. It's against defensive holding. Very, very unusual call on a play like that.
Yeah, I didn't see where that defensive holding was.
I don't know that I've ever seen a defensive holding on that type of play.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not a face mask call.
Oh, no, they waved it off. Now they said it was against Amador. Argonaut's going to take over on downs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Well, where that flag was thrown, I thought for sure it was going to be a holding call against the Buffaloes. And when the initial signal said it was against Argonaut, I went, wow, you don't see that one very often. So Argonaut's going to take over on their own 42-yard line after the Buffs give it up on a turnover on downs.
Well, good stop by the Mustangs for sure.
Great penetration from that left side there. He had absolutely no place to run. Pitch to the right side. Breaks one tackle, gets to the right across the 50. Dragged down at about the 45-yard line. 12-yard gain on the play. It'll be enough to move the chains in the first down for the Mustangs tonight.
So we see this. There's a motion, okay, that's going to turn out to be the lead block there. A little quick pitch out. And once he gets past Blankenheim, who was coming in there to make that tackle, he was off to the races. Good gain there, bud.
Anthony Wilson, nice hard run on that play. 1st and 10 for Argonaut. Pitch trying to get out to the left. Tries to get outside. Nice contain that time by the Buffaloes. Pulled down for no gain on the play. That was number 23. That was Wilson again on the carry. Brought down by number 42. That's Michael Nunes for the Buffs.
You know, he was lucky he got down early because Nunes, if we watch here on this replay, see Nunes, he goes right after the ball and I'm pretty sure he was really close to stripping that ball. If he hadn't gone down to the ground first, that would have been an Amador ball.
Well, he ended up with it, but
Yeah.
he was down before the ball came out.
Yeah, these Mustangs have got to do better with their ball security.
That'll do it. That's the end of the first quarter. Look at the scoreboard. Amador Buffalo 7, Argonaut Mustangs 0. We'll be back right after this.
Jackson Tire, located on Highway 49 in Jackson and Highway 88 in Pine Grove, is the place to go for your vehicle. Whether you need new tires or any auto service, Jackson Tire is a dealer you need to know. Visit them at jacksontire.net. That's Jackson Tire. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, and we're back here at Dan Barnett Field. Scoreboard shows 7-0 in favor of the Buffaloes. We're about to start second quarter action here. Argonaut with possession after forcing a turnover on downs from the Buffaloes. Jake Geedy, Frank Halverson, and we're back here with a little big game.
All right, Argonaut's got the ball at the 41-yard line of Amador, second down and 7. Inside handoff, gets a couple on the play, brought down, whistle blows. That again, I believe was Padilla, number 16 for Argonaut. Gain of a couple on the play. It'll set up a 3rd down and 4. Definitely 4-down territory now for the Mustangs.
You know, I was looking at the replay again, Frank, and, you know, it looks like he had a bit more room. He tried to bounce it out when he should have bounced it in. Looks like that where his blocks were going, but, you know, we'll see.
All right, 3rd down for the Mustangs. Quarterback keep, got enough for the 1st down as he gets up to the 35. No, he's going to be just short, I think.
I think they're going to mark him just short of that one.
Yeah, wow, it looked like it was there with a little extra effort, but went down pretty easy, and that is going to be short. It's going to set up a 4th down.
Yeah, you know, I think that might have been some miscommunication in the backfield.
Quarterback sneak has enough for the 1st down, so he just falls forward. So that'll be enough to move the chains. That'll give a fresh set of downs for the Mustangs.
There we go.
Oh, man, that's a pretty tough spot there.
Wow.
I thought he was well past that, but they're going to call for a measurement.
Yeah,
that spot. Come on, Coach. You got to get out there and get in somebody's ear.
Yeah, that was not a good spot.
They're going to bring out the chains. I think that was a horrible spot.
Yeah.
It looked like he had plenty of yardage for the 1st down.
Well, that actually looks like it's actually marked further back from where the ball originally started, which
no, it's not. It was on this side of the 35-yard line.
I thought it was I thought it was in the line before that.
It was on back this side of the 35. I think he's got it. But I still think it was a bad spot. No. It's going to be just short. I mean, you're talking about an inch. Well, I'm losing my mind if I'm the coach right now.
Yeah, no.
So the Mustangs are going to turn it over on downs, and I just think that was a horrible spot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will agree with you on that one, Frank.
So Amador is going to take over 1st and 10 from about the 34.5-yard line. Pitch going around the right side. Got some room around the corner. Gets that corner. He's got a first down. Oh, that looked like a face mask. I don't see a flag.
Let's see. Let's see if we can see.
Boy, that sure looked like a face mask the way it was on. I know it was on the far side of the field, but if I'm looking at the replay here,
let's see what we got.
The way his head comes around right there, that's a face mask.
I was like, I think it was his jersey.
Because
his jersey.
Blankenheim going long, throws a floater up in the air, 50-50 ball, incomplete. Intended receiver was number 2, Landon Ray Chase.
Number 11 was the defender on that one for the Mustangs. That was Beckham Whalen.
That was not the best ball we've seen Blankenheim throw. Now, you got to understand, folks, he was rolling to his right and threw it all the way over to the left side of the field. There are few varsity quarterbacks that can make that throw. That one didn't get a tight spiral, but it was still in the air a long way.
Absolutely.
Falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
And
Blankenheim's going to keep it himself, gets across the 50, gets across up the 40, good enough for a 1st down. Nice hard run on the play, gain of about 13 by Blankenheim. That'll move the chains as the ball's spotted on the Argonaut 39-yard line.
And there's that same read, and I think that is a read option there. Open wide up. Blankenheim had nothing but green grass in front of him, or green turf, I should say.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Buffs. Handoff coming our way. Number 11, stutter steps, cuts it inside. He's hit, gets up to about the 35-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. That was number 11, Ian McElfish.
So McElfish coming in from that slot position there, just taking a sweep right there.
2nd down and 7 for the Buffs. 7:34 left to go here in the half. Amador leading this one 7-0. Blankenheim again in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Now he's resetting. Quick little throw out to the left. Number 44 complete. Gets knocked out of bounds. Going to be just short of the 1st down. That was Talon Quartz on the reception. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
So it looks like they were trying to get
they're going to mark it back 1 more yard, so it'll be 3rd and 3.
So it looks like they were trying to get him on a hard count again. They reset, and then there's just that little screen there. Just a good little pickup there by the Buffs.
Quartz is a pretty big kid. He gets out. He can definitely get moving forward and get some yardage.
Absolutely.
So 3rd down and 3 for Amador. Quartz to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Straight ahead handoff, hitting the backfield, breaks a tackle. Now he gets across the 30. He's got the 1st down across the 20, where he's finally brought down by number 16 of Argonaut. That's Henry Padilla. But after a nice gain on the play by Michael Nunes, after he broke a couple tackles in the backfield where Argonaut looked like they had him for a loss, ended up with a big gain of 1st down all the way up to the 19-yard line.
And that right there, number 41 for the Mustangs, that was a Jace Rocky. He took. That's why you have to keep outside contained there as a defensive end. You can't bite in like that.
Blankenheim's going to keep it himself. He gets to the 10, to the 5, spins to the goal line. They're going to call him down at the 1. 18-yard run by Blankenheim takes it down where the Buffs will have it 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, just a solid run by Blankenheim.
Nice little spin move. He got hit. Gets it right down inside the 1. So 1st and goal as they're knocking on the door, leading this one already 7-0 with 6:18 left to go in the half. Clock continues to run. Blankenheim's going to go under center. He's going to push it himself, and he gets in for the touchdown. Blankenheim with a 1-yard quarterback sneak. That'll move the score to 13-0 with 6:04 left to go in the half, awaiting the extra point. And he didn't even look like he got down low and pushed. He just kind of took a step forward and was in.
Mm-hmm. Well, so he even got that in on the 2nd effort. He was stuffed in the middle and then just kind of rolled off of his lineman into the end zone off the left side.
On for the extra point. Good snap. Kicks up, and it is good. 6:04 remaining in the 1st half. Amador Buffaloes 14. Argonaut Mustangs 0. We'll be back right after this.
The family of Armstrong & Son Construction and Armstrong Self-Storage are proud to sponsor Motherlode League football. Remember, when you need excavating, grading, septic system repairs, and other site work, call Armstrong & Son Construction. Or if you need a storage unit, Stop by Armstrong Self-Storage for safe and secure storage. Conveniently located near the intersection of Highway 49 and Ridge Road. Armstrong & Son Construction. State license number 828209. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, and we're back here at Dan Barnett Field. 6:04 left here in the first half. 14-0 in favor of the Buffaloes. Buffaloes set to kick. Mustangs to receive. Jake Eady, Frank Halverson. Frank?
All right, Argonaut looking to get something going here on offense. You know, they've had good field position on the couple possessions that they've had and just unable to do anything with it. So trailing 14-0, now would be a good time to get started, that's for sure.
All right.
Big, deep kick. There's a flag.
That
That's
was
going to be
offsides.
against Amador on offsides on the kick, so they're going to move them back and have to re-kick that one.
Yeah. That's one thing that you got to really be careful with when you're on the receiving team, especially when they do their sort of like sweeping, going out and then coming back towards to attack the ball. Yeah, but very
Well,
clearly
it was on the
offsides.
kick team.
Yeah, no, it was a very clearly offsides from them.
They don't let them get as big of a running start as they used to. They can only start 5 yards behind the ball, so you get a little anxious to try to get moving there, and Amador went across the line before the kick. So we're going to redo it. Number 88, Elliot Traxler, on to kick for the Buffaloes. So we'll do a little redo here. 14-0 Amador. Little big game.
All right. Now we're just waiting for the line judge, it looks like.
All right, now we're ready to go. Low line drive, hard kick to the left, goes into the end zone for a touchback. That'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line where the Mustangs will have it 1st and 10.
You know, Frank, tonight actually feels like the first real like autumn night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been pretty warm all the other games we've done. It's still very pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting here in short sleeves and shorts, so it's not like it's cold by any stretch of the imagination. But, yeah, it does have a little fall in the air.
I'm enjoying that.
Well, it should be. It's Halloween.
Yeah, that's very true.
We're going to cool down a little bit here in the next week, 10 days.
I'm looking forward to that myself.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for Argonaut from their own 20-yard line. Pitch out to the left side. That's to Wilson. There's a flag on the play. Gain of a couple, but that's probably going to go against Argonaut in a holding. When that flag comes in from that direction, that's normally what you get. It is a hold against the Mustangs, so that'll back them up 10 yards from the spot.
Oh, yeah, you can see it right there. It happened right in front of us on the replay right there. You know, like I said, we expect a little bit of grabbing and, you know, stuff like that on the offensive line, but, I mean, you can't be bear hugging somebody.
How did they only move that back that far? It's a 10-yard penalty. The gain was only 2. If you mark 10 yards, if the holding was a spot of the foul, it's a lousy mark. The mark's on the 15-yard line.
Yeah, no, that's...
Oh, boy.
All righty then.
All right, so 1st and 15 after the holding penalty. No gain on the play. And the inside play, that was Padilla. Nothing going on there. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
All right, hey, real quick, we've got 5:28 here and counting left in the first half. Thanking all of our sponsors again. We've got Big Valley Ford, Jackson Tire, Armstrong & Son Construction, Glass Doctor, and Toma & Associates with us throughout the season.
2nd down and 15 for the Mustangs. Vasco in the shotgun. He's going to keep it himself, trying to get around the right side, and nothing going on there. He's going to be dropped for a loss. They're going to give him forward progress up to about the 12, but that'll set up a 3rd down and 18 for the Mustangs. And they just cannot get anything going on offense.
Yeah.
Everything looks like it's moving in slow motion.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely not it's definitely not up to the same speed that Amador is showing right now.
So 3rd down and 18 for Argonaut, backed up deep in their own territory. Really don't want to give the ball back to Amador with 4.5 minutes left right now. With Amador getting the kickoff to start the second half, they're going to be well short of the first down, and they're going to be forced to punt. Amador is going to have great field position with time left to go here in the half, receiving the opening kickoff in the second half, leading this one 14-0. So Argonaut really needs to do something big right now. It'd be 4th down and 11, so the Mustangs are on to punt.
They're going to need a big punt. I mean, the shot of his own end zone right now.
Low end-over-end kick going to be picked up at the 40-yard line. Then it's fumbled. Amador fell back on it, I believe.
Let's see.
No, Argonaut got it. It got on it. It came out, and Argonaut recovered. Let's take a look at the replay. Moved forward and picked it up on the big hop right here. Fumbled the ball. Thought he got on it. Was hit from behind, and the ball's still out right there, and Argonaut recovers. That's the big one they needed right there to keep possession of this one at the 39-yard line. Why the clock's running, I don't understand. But so the fumbled snap gives Argonaut possession again at the 39. First down run, trying to get outside. Padilla is going to be hit for no gain on the play.
You know,
maybe they are going to give them a gain of 1.
You know, Amador's lateral pursuit has been just phenomenal. I mean, look at this. They have the first penetration, and then it's all just flowing right over. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see from your defense. And I see 6 or 7 yellow hats just standing there doing nothing about it.
All right, 2nd down for the Mustangs. Handoff to the right. Nice little initial hole there is going to be stopped short of the 45-yard line up to the 44. Padilla on the carry is going to set up a 3rd down and 5 for Argonaut. 2:32 left to go here in the half. The Mustangs trailing this one 14-0.
I mean, Padilla hits that hole hard, quick, and then gets met up by Nunez. And again, though, great run, good stop, good play there by the Mustangs for sure.
3rd down and 5 for Argonaut. Clock continues to run. 2:12 left to go in the half. Vasco in the shotgun. Going to give it to Wilson, trying to get around the left side. Gets hit. Falls forward for a gain of a couple. It's going to set up a 4th down and a couple for the Mustangs. 1:54 left to go. The clock is moving, and they're going to now. There's a timeout on the field. Amador's going to take a timeout smartly, and Argonaut's going to have a decision to make. I think they're going to punt it away.
Yeah.
They don't want to give up the ball right there with 1:50 left, so they are going to punt when they come out of this timeout, trailing 14-0. Amador trying to preserve as much clock as they can. They have 1 timeout left.
So this is, Argonaut again not able to capitalize on Amador's mistake there, unfortunately. And I don't think Amador is going to repeat that same mistake in this next punt.
Well, they just haven't been able to generate any momentum on offense at all. I believe they have 1 first down in the half.
Yeah.
And just nothing. Just doesn't look like a spark. It looks like they're playing slow. And man, they need to do something to get fired up a little bit here. If you can't get fired up for this game, I don't know what game you're going to get fired up for.
I mean, this is the big game, you know, and it's not like one of like the cross county ones. It's like this is one like you went to school with these kids for all through elementary school, some through junior high school. Like these kids.
Argonaut is going to go for it. I think they're going to try to hard count it. I can't believe they're going to snap this ball. That would be absolutely foolish. Now Argonaut takes the timeout. There was no way they were going to snap that ball and give Amador the ball back ahead by 2 touchdowns, receiving the opening kick in the second half with 1:50 left on their side of the field.
Yeah, definitely not. So we got 1 minute and 50 seconds here left in the first half. And, of course, the next game coming up here is, of course, Argonaut versus Miraloma. They're going to be coming in. That'll be the varsity matchup. Of course, varsity looking for a playoff berth still, right?
Well, I still don't understand that. We'll talk about it a little bit more because by virtue of the forfeit, they will have their 4th win tonight before this game is played. However, until after the game's over, they don't get it. Every other team in the Mother Lode League gets a win for that forfeit.
Yes.
That will be the 4th win, which will qualify them for the playoffs. This game tonight would actually be their 5th win. So, but until the night's over, they won't have the 4th win on the forfeit or the 5th win if they beat Miraloma. They're going to go for it, and I just don't understand that at all.
Yeah, that flyer was coming in real hard.
Now you give Amador the ball back, trailing by 2 scores at the 33-yard line with 1:44 left, and Blankenheim in his arm. I don't understand that call, Coach.
I mean, I like they weren't even lined up to block that guy. I would have at least changed my formation because it was a gunner coming right off the outside.
You don't go for that. Do not go for that. I don't understand that. That's putting yourself not in the most optimal position to win, that's for sure. All right, so Amador has the ball. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line with time left on the clock. Blankenheim's going to roll to the right. He's going to pitch it, an easy pitch and catch. Number 42 gets knocked out of bounds after a nice gain on the play. That'll stop the clock.
And again, we see this is, sort of one of those bread and butter plays again that Amador likes to run. Again, they have the flood levels there. Just drops it off to his the back coming out of the backfield there. Of course, Nunez, and great pickup there. And by virtue of that, it does push anybody who would have been in that area, be it the corner or the flowing safety, out of that area. So it gives him just nothing but green for 5 or 6 yards at the very least.
1st and 10, 1:22 left to go in the half. Blankenheim looking to his right. He's looking. He throws back to a middle screen. Number 11 breaks one tackle, gets pushed forward to about the 12-yard line. 1:13 left to go. Amador still has 1 timeout left. They're not going to use it now. They've got plenty of time with 2nd down here at the 12-yard line. Just under a minute now left to go. Blankenheim from the shotgun. Motion comes from your right side. Blankenheim's going to keep it straight ahead. Gets across the 5-yard line, still fighting on his feet, still getting pushed at the touch. No, they're going to call him down. That's a touchdown. They're calling it a touchdown on this end. They're calling it down in the middle.
So then what's the call then, boys?
They're calling it a touchdown.
All right.
Blankenheim takes it in. That was just too easy from 12 yards out. Blankenheim on the 12-yard touchdown quarterback sneak. And he just bowled his way in and then got a little help from his buddies, just pushed him in. There was no pushback from the Argonaut defense. And the Amador awaiting the extra point, looking to go up 21-0, and that goes back to that 4th down play. I just don't even understand it. There's a bad snap. Ball snaps up in the air. Now it's picked up. He's going to be tackled, so the extra point is no good. Look at the scoreboard, 42 seconds left to go in the half. It's been all Buffaloes, 20, Argonaut Mustangs, 0. We're going to keep it right here with 42 seconds left to go here in the half. So Blankenheim ran his 2nd one in. He threw his 1st one to Ray Chase. So he has contributed to all 3 of the touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. So now of course, Amador, of course, is set to receive the kick after halftime. So, I'm wondering what the Mustangs are going to be looking at talking to their guys about what to do coming in the second half, but whatever they've been doing in the first half has not been working so far, and Amador has just got to kind of keep the throttle down, it would seem.
Well, they're going to, that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're not backing off, but man, oh man, I just, well, that's why I sit up in the booth.
That's for sure.
All right, Amador getting ready to kick off. 42 seconds left to go here in the half. Argonaut has 2 timeouts left. I would doubt that they would choose to use them. high kick fielded at about the 7-yard line. Padilla looking for some room. There's a flag. Padilla's got some room to run around the left side. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, at the 30, at the 20. He's going to go in for the touchdown, but that one's coming back, folks.
Coming back, yep. Then we're going to get a block in the back on that one, I think.
That penalty flag that was thrown early is going to be against Argonaut for an illegal block, and that run is all for naught.
Oh, man, that's a spirit breaker. That was an amazing return.
Padilla just a little stutter step, waited for his hole and just shot through there, but that one's coming all the way back. Block in the back.
Block in the back.
What?
So offsetting penalties?
No. They're calling a block in the back against Amador, and they're calling it a touchdown.
What? I mean, it's a touchdown, but like, what?
93-yard kick return by Padilla.
All right,
we need to sort through this one. So it's going to go in the books as a 93-yard kickoff return by Padilla. The penalty, which I absolutely don't understand, they called a block in the back on the kickoff team, which is a new one for me. And the touchdown stands because Argonaut declined the penalty.
Well, there you go. All right.
All right then.
Hey, they're not going to look a gift touchdown in the mouth right there, you know.
Argonaut's on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the kick is up, and it just gets over the crossbar. Look at the scoreboard, 26 seconds left in the first half. It's the Buffaloes 20, the Argonaut Mustangs 7. We're going to keep it right here.
26 seconds.
You never know what you're going to see in these big games, I can tell you.
Definitely not. But, you know, hey, but still, what a return. Like, I mean, that once he got out into probably the second or third once he got into the second level, he was just
once
gone.
He got through the first level, nobody touched him. Everything bunched up. You know, he went back. It was a good kick. He fielded it back at the 7-yard line. He hesitated a little bit, kind of waited for his blockers to set up, shot through the hole, and then it was a foot race.
Yeah. And, you know, and one thing also, like him running, you know, across midfield there to make it a longer, one long run for him, but a longer run for the defenders to try to come back and get him. Overall, good one.
Well.
All right.
Okay. Well, Argonaut gets on the board. Unexpected, but they did on the 93-yard kickoff return by Padilla. And now they're getting ready to kick off with 26 seconds left. High short kick fielded at the 19-yard line. Amador is going to run a little reverse. That's going to be going nowhere as he gets knocked out of bounds with 18 seconds left. That was Blankenheim.
Yeah, and just designed little reverse there. Trying to get something out there, trying to capture that lightning again.
So they'll have possession at the 23-yard line with 18 seconds left. He's lining up in the shotgun. They may try to take a shot at this.
I think they are going to take a shot at this.
That kick return might have ticked him off a little bit. Blankenheim's going to let it go. He's got a receiver wide open, and he underthrew the ball, and it was intercepted.
How about that? Look at this.
What a turn of events. We're going to call that our Melon Phase BG Lounge call of the game. The ball fluttered a little bit. He had a wide open receiver, but it was intercepted by number 25 for the Mustangs. That's Jacob Hartman.
And Hartman laid out for that one, too. I mean, that was a great interception there by Hartman. Wow.
So that'll be our Melon Phase BG Lounge call of the game. 9 seconds left to go in the half, and Hartman with the interception.
Yeah, it was. It looks like it was like a designed chair route, is what it was, because they were running the same thing here on this.
He
on
was
this near
wide
side,
open.
and he was
The
wide
receiver
open, yeah.
was so far behind, and Blankenheim just didn't get the ball out of his hand. It kind of fluttered a little bit and gave Hartman a chance to catch up to it, and ran right underneath it. And so all of a sudden, how things turn in a hurry with 9 seconds left.
Well, like you said earlier, Frank, you never know what to expect in these big games, right?
Well, you know, the smart thing for Amador to do for that would have been to kneel on it.
Yeah.
They're up 20-7. They're going to be receiving the kickoff. But no, they want to take a shot. Just like Argonaut on the 4th down, they gave up that touchdown to Amador. I don't understand either call by either coach in that situation. And it came back to bite them both.
So now let's see if the Mustangs can capitalize. I mean, they only have 9 seconds.
I can't even imagine they're going to do anything but run the ball. First of all, it doesn't look like they throw much, for one. I mean, they're going to try to probably get outside. Oh, it's going to be a halfback pass. Throws.
Behind him.
Had a receiver open. The pass was just a little bit behind him. Intended receiver on the play was number 11. That was Whalen. He got a hand on it, but it was just a bit behind him and couldn't pull it in. 4 seconds left. This will be the last play of the half.
And he was releasing from that wing position, got chipped by the linebacker, and was wide open, nobody there, and just thrown behind the receiver. Just a little bit behind.
2nd down for the Mustangs. 4 seconds remaining here in the half.
Looks like Amador's running prevent right now.
Oh, yeah, they've got everybody backed up. All right, they're going to just try to run it out around the right side here. You're going to get knocked out of bounds. No time left on the clock. That'll do it. First half, Little Big Game is in the books. Look at the scoreboard. Amador Buffaloes leading this one 20. Argonaut Mustangs 7. We'll be back right after this.
Football fans, stay in touch with Conifer Communications high-speed internet wherever you are. Stream the game live, connect with fans during and after the game, Facebook Live the winning play, or upload those Instagram photos. Conifer Communications may be local, but offers big-time internet service with fast speed, no data limits, plus VoIP phone service. Connect with Conifer today, 866-378-8393, or stop by their office in San Andreas on Highway 49.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, and we're back here at Dan Barnett Field. You are listening to the Conifer Communication Halftime Show. We are, of course, in halftime scoreboard shows the Mustangs 7, the Buffaloes 20 here in this 2022 playing of the Little Big Game. Jake Eady, Frank Halverson. Frank?
Well, it was an interesting first half, to say the least, as you're listening to the Conifer Communications halftime report. Argonaut took the opening kickoff, and on the second play of the game, fumbled the ball right back to Amador, and Amador had great field position at the 49-yard line. They took advantage of the turnover, went 49 yards, finished off on a 10-yard touchdown pass, Blankenheim to Landon Ray Chase, and at the 6:07 mark in the first quarter, take a 7-0 lead. Argonaut got the ball back, and they had it around midfield, and it was 4th down and long, and they went on a fake punt, which they were not able to convert, giving the ball back to the Buffaloes, again in good field position at the 43. Amador couldn't do anything with that, and they ended up turning the ball over on downs. And Argonaut would get possession back, and that's when the first quarter ended with Amador in the lead, 7-0. Argonaut then would turn it back over on downs, and Amador would take over the 34-yard line. They would take that down and end it in the end zone on a quarterback sneak at the 6:04 mark left to go in the half. Amador would take a 14-0 lead. Then Argonaut would not be able to do anything, and they'd be forced to punt, but they would punt and they would recover a fumbled punt. But they were unable to do anything with that again. They gave the ball back to Amador at the 33-yard line, and a couple plays later, Blankenheim would sneak it in from 12 yards out, and with only 42 seconds left in the half, take a 20-0 lead. Well, they would kick off to Argonaut, Padilla would burst up the middle, go 93 yards all the way to the end zone, but there was a flag on the play, and we thought for sure it was a block on the back against Argonaut. No, they called a block in the back against the kick team, which I have never seen ever called in my life. But the touchdown stands. Argonaut gets on the board, trailing this one 20-7 with 26 seconds left. Well, Amador, then they think, well, shoot, we're not done yet. They had the ball on their own 23-yard line. Blankenheim drives back to pass, and he throws the ball down with a terrific interception by Hartman with the 9-second mark. That was our Mellon Phase BG Lounge call of the game. The clock ran out, and Amador leads this one 20-7, receiving the ball in the second half. So an interesting first half, to say the least.
Definitely. And, I mean, what can we say about the first half other than it was very much an Amador-dominated game so far. The Mustangs came out looking a little flat, to be honest. But, what do you think you're coming in to tell your guys going into halftime there, Frank?
Well, I think you need to pick up the energy level. Mm-hmm. I mean, that first series that Amador had when they went down and scored, the pursuit around that sweep, the second, there was nobody going after the ball. They were all just kind of spectators.
Mm-hmm.
And it just was a little shocking to see what looked like a lack of energy and a lack of effort by the players, and especially for this game. And that's concerning.
Yeah,
it should be concerning for the coaching staff. And I'm sure that they're going to be talking about effort right now.
Yeah, and one thing I have noticed, watching each down like that, Amador is definitely winning the battle up front. Argonaut they're coming off really high. They're firing off really high, and they're kind of standing up, which of course makes it a lot easier for a defensive man to move you around. But that goes on the defensive side of the ball too. I mean, they're not firing off low enough or meeting the offensive lineman, and Amador's been able to just kind of push them around. There have been some miscommunication in the backfield, looks like, with the backs for Argonaut, where they're not either letting their blocks develop or they're not reading their blocks well.
You shouldn't be having that in the last game of the season.
No, and you really shouldn't be either. Amador, of course, Amador hasn't made many mistakes. I mean, they had that ill-advised throw there. Of course, it resulted in the interception. But I mean,
they fumbled the punt.
I was like,
they had an interception. I don't know. They've made plenty of mistakes. They should probably be ahead a lot more than they are.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did have
because they definitely dominated that half.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I mean, it was the kickoff return that scored for Argonaut. Argonaut has one first down.
Yeah, no,
one
definitely. And if I were Amador, I would say, okay, hey, we got to kind of calm down from that last kind of the wheels coming off there towards the end of that half, and going, okay, let's get back to what we were doing in the first quarter, the early part of the first half, and just keep the throttle down, because they've shown that they can move the ball well on Argonaut, and Argonaut's got to do something, whether it's a change in their defensive scheme or whatever, but they've got to do something to neutralize that threat there from Amador.
Yeah, Blankenheim's thrown a couple passes tonight that I haven't seen him throw all year. A little wobbly, not getting the spiral on. That interception, he had a receiver wide open. And I've seen him all year long hit that receiver. Mm-hmm. Earlier in the first half, he had the same thing on this side, underthrew that ball, and it ended up getting knocked incomplete. Mm-hmm. But he just didn't have now. That first one, he was on the far side of the field, threw all the way across, but he still didn't have that tight spiral on the ball. Sometimes you're just trying to throw it a little too hard, and you can't just get it out right. Yeah. But so I think it was pretty dominant half by Amador.
Definitely. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a real quick break. We're going to go back to the studio. JD's going to read us some news. You're listening to the Conifer Communications Halftime Show. We'll be back with more high school football action, Little Big Game, in just a bit.
Football fans, stay in touch with Conifer Communications high-speed internet wherever you are. Stream the game live, connect with fans during and after the game, Facebook Live the winning play, or upload those Instagram photos. Conifer Communications may be local, but offers big-time internet service with fast speed, no data limits, plus VoIP phone service. Connect with Conifer today, 866-378-8393, or stop by their office in San Andreas on Highway 49.
A longtime supporter of youth activities in Amador County, the folks at Camps Propane hope you enjoy tonight's high school football action on Hometown Radio. Visit Camp's showroom on Highway 88 in Pioneer. Ask about the Easy Saver program and senior discounts available. And you'll never run out of gas again with Camp's Smart System Tank Monitoring program. They also carry a complete line of RV supplies, gas refrigerators, and barbecues. For more information, visit Camps Propane in Pioneer or their website at campspropane.com.
Good evening, 5:58. You're listening to KVGC High School Football here on a Friday night. We're going to bring you a little local news here during halftime before we get back to it out there at Argonaut High School. Today's news brought to us by Howard's Body Shop, the County Election Department, and Gold Country Auto Clinic. In that local news tonight, the Plymouth City Council met Thursday night to discuss the future of the city's pop-up plaza and who will run the city's sewer plant. Since April of last year, the City of Plymouth has been operating a pop-up plaza in the city-owned parking lot across from City Hall. 3 small wooden buildings offer small and startup businesses a place to sell their wares without incurring the full cost of renting retail space. Now, the council was mostly positive in discussing the future of the program, called for it to be promoted more to businesses outside Plymouth and offered to nonprofits, possibly at a reduced rate. Now, the council also discussed possible ways to replace the city's wastewater treatment plant operator, who's retiring after 15 years. The position requires specialized training and certifications. It will be difficult to fill as a full-time city staff member. Now, other possibilities include contracting out the work to the Amador Water Agency as well as a private firm. Both are being considered. The council directed staff to seek an agreement with AWA to operate the treatment plant. AWA already has a relationship with the City of Plymouth, serves as emergency backup staff to the treatment plant. And the California State Parks Off-Highway Motor Vehicle Recreation Division, big difference, right? Off-Highway Motor Vehicle Recreation Division has announced a fee increase for snow park permits. Effective November 1st, the daily permit going to increase from $5 to $15, the season permit from $25 to $40. The increase, the first since 2000, will help offset the increased costs of operating 18 snow parks along the Sierra Nevada due to the need for additional maintenance, staffing, and safety needs, as well as addressing site damage due to increased use in wildfire. The snow park sites provide visitors snow activities, sanitation facilities, and parking lots. They're open seasonally November 1st to May 30th, require visitors to display a parking permit for each vehicle, can be identified by distinctive brown signs along the highways. And the Jackson Lions Club offering a limited number of competitive scholarships for grads of Amador County high schools who are full-time college students of junior or senior standing, registered full-time attending classes this fall. Eligible candidates must have graduated from an Amador County high school, be in good GPA standing, full-time student, with an official verification transcript. Mail all information in one package, postmarked no later than November 1st to Scholarship Chairman, Jackson Lions Club, P.O. Box 64, Jackson, California, 95642. Again, that's Post Office Box 64. If you need any further info, contact Tim, 274-4183. Hey, Calaveras County Fair, still looking for a new slogan. I'm getting short on time, folks. Visit their website, Calaveras County Fair, frogtown.org. You could even win some money. All right, 6:01. That's your local news quickly here on a Gold Country Friday night, brought to us by Howard's Body Shop, the County Election Department, and Gold Country Auto Clinic. I'm not going to play any sounds, any commercials, or anything. We're just going to send it right back to Argonaut High School. Jake and Frank, or I should say Frank and Jake. Sorry, Jake. But Frank and Jake out at Argonaut High School for this game. The Little Big Game, Argonaut and Amador.
No problem. All right, well, thanks, JD. We're back here at Dan Barnett Field. We're about 1 minute away from, yes, they did. Yeah, we're already about 1 minute away from the kickoff of the second half. Of course, Amador is set to receive this one. You know, and we talked about it a bit in the Conifer Communications halftime show that, it was definitely a first half dominated by Amador. Amador did make some mistakes. The Mustangs have got to find some way to stop them. And that's kind of all we really have coming in here. But I'm looking forward to the second half, and I'm hoping that the Mustangs have made the adjustments that they needed.
Well, I'd just like to see him come out with a little more energy.
Yeah, definitely more energy.
It was very surprising, especially for the big game, to see what I saw, a flat team.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like we said earlier, I mean, these aren't just, some kids. They're kids that have known each other, played with each other, against each other, forever.
And absolutely.
And it's not something that it's like, and to me, that's the essence of the whole thing, where it's like, it's not some faceless person in a helmet. It's somebody that you know is going to go, hey, remember when we beat you 20-7,
right.
And they'll be saying that for the next 10 years.
30.
Well, it's 10 years for me.
Yeah, right. How long has this rivalry been going on?
Yeah, that's definitely more accurate. All right, we're set to kick off here. Argonaut set to kick off to Amador, and we're about to get this second half action underway.
All right, here we go. Argonaut getting ready to kick off to the Buffs. 20-7. Amador leading this one. 1 half to go. 20 minutes of football. A low line kick bounced off an Amador player, recovered by number 5 for the Buffaloes. That's Valbuena.
Yeah.
And Amador will take over at their own 38-yard line, and that's how this half gets started. Kind of a squib kick.
Yeah, like I don't think that was a designed onside or anything like that. I think they were just
no,
trying
just
to
a squib
confuse
kick.
them. Yeah.
So 38-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Buffs. Blankenheim breaks the huddle. 2 receivers, both sides. Lone back behind him, number 42. That's Michael Nunes. Blankenheim rolls to his right. He wants to throw. He's going to keep it himself. Gets it across the 40-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. He'll set up a 2nd down and 6. It does not look like he's moving very fast, but he just seems to wiggle his way through to make positive yards each time he has the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and we I think we talked about that the last time we saw them, but like Blankenheim is I think he's got really good carrier vision, right? So he can see kind of where his blocks are, where the guys are kind of coming in based on their angles, and I think it's not so much expedient trying to get there, but it's trying to let his stuff develop in front of him. 2nd
down and 6. Motion coming from the right side. Give it to him on a jet sweep across the left. He's got some room around the corner. Now he gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be a 1st down. But actually, that was a real nice job by number 24, I believe, for the Mustangs, because if he had that corner, he had some room to run, and I didn't think he was going to get there.
So he sort of sucks in and then sucks out. 23.
23 it was, and ended up doing a good job in getting on that edge because there was some room to run out there, and it looked like he had a lot. That was number 23, Anthony Wilson. So 1st and 10 for the Buffs. Quick little bubble screen out to the right. Hit immediately and brought down. Nice coverage on that by number 25 for the Mustangs. That's Tommy Gunn. I'm looking at the wrong roster. Excuse me. 25, Jacob Hartman.
Yeah, so and that's actually kind of perfect how you want to see your corner sitting up there on that sort of step back bubble screen. He got there, got within a couple of yards, broke down, was ready for that, waited for the ball to make it to the receiver, and then came up to make that tackle.
2nd down and 10. Blankenheim throws across the middle. Oh, it was on the money. He just couldn't pull it in. Oh. There's a flag. That's going to be a pass interference. That one was kind of cried for a little bit by the intended receiver, Talon Courts. He might have got there just a hair early. Let's take a look at it on the replay.
And there he's going to the inside receiver there, so we see that delivered.
Yeah, maybe just a hair.
Just a touch.
So
I don't think that was enough to knock him off of his route, but
well, that isn't the rule.
I know that's not the rule.
That's not the rule. You don't have to knock him out of his route. If you're there before the ball gets there, it's pass interference. So they're marking that off, 15-yard penalty. It'll take the ball down to the 35-yard line. That will be a 1st and 10 for the Buffs. Lights haven't quite taken full effect out on the field, but our replay sure is bright. Blankenheim wanted to throw deep. Now he's going to tuck it in and go to his right. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage and not much more than that. But he wanted to go deep. Good coverage on the backside by the Argonaut defense.
Yeah, and so we have, looks like we have basically 2 go routes. And, Blankenheim trying to, roll out, but was just unable to make that.
Yeah, he wanted to hit the receiver down in the deep corner, but good job. I believe that was number 11 for the Mustangs. That was Beckham Whalen. Good job staying with the receiver. Blankenheim had no place to throw it. Had to tuck it in and get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
7:20 here left in the 3rd quarter.
Straight ahead handoff brought down immediately by number 55 for the Mustangs. That is Tyler Moody. Nunes was on the carry, but nice job by Moody. No gain on the play. It'll set up a 3rd down. Might have even lost a half a yard.
Yeah, so he's coming in there from the tackle position, just kind of slides down. Once he gets penetration, he scrapes down the line, was able to make a good play there.
Yeah, beat his block, got inside the block. 3rd down and just call it 10.5. 4-down territory, I'm sure, for Amador at this point. Blankenheim's going to roll to his left. He's looking. He's going to go deep into the corner. Ball's knocked away. Again, a little bit underthrown. The intended receiver was Tommy Gunn.
So let's see that.
But it was underthrown again. Hartman was there to break up the pass.
So again, it's that clear out that they like to run there.
The ball was just underthrown.
And he just gets up there and throws his hand out there and says, not today.
So 4th down now for Amador. They're going to go for it. The ball sits on the 36-yard line of the Mustangs.
And the Mustangs could really use a good stop here.
Is that Colton Merriman I see down there? Right here?
Yes, that is.
Going deep on 4th down. That ball is going to fall incomplete. Receiver wanted a pass interference call. He's not going to get it. Boy, look at Colton. He's looking stylish.
He's looking stylish. How about that?
So Argonaut holds as Amador turns it over on downs.
So you see on that go, see, so he was up on it, but it was nothing more than what you would see on a normal coverage there, where he was just tracking arm going up there. He couldn't see it, but he was reading his receiver's eyes and just kind of reached up, and I think that's what he wanted the penalty on.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. First possession of the 2nd half for Argonaut. Motion comes from the left side. Inside hand, that was an interesting little play there. I'm not sure the timing on that was exactly what they wanted, but Ace Tizarand was the ball carrier.
I think they were trying one of their inside counters there. So
yeah, but just something didn't work right on it. The first part of that didn't look like it worked right.
Yeah, it looks like they were supposed to have a pulling tackle there, and the tackle, I think, got caught up in the wash. The guard made it out to make that seal, but the tackle was supposed to, I think, go upfield.
2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Hand off to the right side. Gets a couple pushes forward across the 40-yard line. Good push there. Gain of about 3 on the play. That was Padilla. That'll set up a 3rd down for Argonaut and long.
3rd down for the Mustangs.
We've got 5 minutes and 33 seconds and counting here left in the 3rd quarter.
Ball sits just about the 40-yard line. 3rd down for Argonaut. That's their own 40-yard line. Trailing this one 22-7. We're halfway through the 3rd quarter here. Vasco in the shotgun, 3rd and long for the Mustangs. Straight ahead handoff is going to be stopped just short of the 1st down. That'll be 4th down. Vizarand on the carry. It'll be 4th down and 1 for Argonaut. And I'm guessing they're probably going to go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're probably going to go for it too. I think we've only seen them line up for punt twice, and
well, they should have when they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, but at this point, they have not been able to generate much offense, and probably their best defense is to keep the ball out of Amador's hand. Just huge penetration by Amador. There was absolutely nothing going on. The entire Amador defense was 3 yards in the backfield.
Let's see if we can get it on the replay. I think that was it was an all-out blitz. Everybody was lined up there.
I mean, there was nothing but white jerseys back behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So turnover on downs by Argonaut, and Amador with great field position again. Starting at the Argonaut 43-yard line.
4 minutes and 27 seconds here left in the third quarter as Amador takes possession.
Blankenheim, a quick that little bubble screen out to the right, is going to fall forward for a nice gain on the play of about 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. That was number 11, Ian McElfish, on the completion.
Oh, easy on that one.
Ball set at the 35-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 2. Just an easy pitch and catch. We've seen him run that play several times here tonight.
An Argonaut kid coming off
anytime they see the defender playing off the ball, they're just going to do that. And because it's just easy. So 2nd down and 2. Motion comes from the left side. Blankenheim's going to keep it. He's going to roll to his left. He's got no receiver out there. Now he's in trouble. Now he's going to roll back to his right, and he's got room. The 30, the 25. He gets hit, bulls forward to about the 22-yard line. I don't know if that was a broken play because he was rolling to his left.
Yeah.
He didn't have a single receiver out there to his left. He reversed direction and came back against the flow and had a lot of room to run around the right side. So there was some confusion there with his receivers because all the receivers went right and he rolled left.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be that rollout that we've seen them run with their rollout flood, and I think the receivers thought, oh, we're going to the right, and he's like, no, we're going to the left.
So 1st and 10 for Amador, looking to add to their lead. McElfish goes into motion. He's going to get it on the jet sweep, pulled down for short gain on the play by number 33, but there's a flag down. I don't know if they're going to call that a horse collar.
I think they might call it a face mask.
It was right there.
Yeah, let's see if we can see it on the replay, but let's see. No,
we didn't get it
on the replay. Wait a little
It
too
is
long.
face mask.
Yeah.
So a personal foul, that will move it up to half the distance of the goal, up to the the 17-yard line. No, it won't be half the distance of the goal. Isn't that a 15-yard penalty? Or must have been something I forgot. Handoff to the right side there. He gets across the 10 to the 5. Stopped there. Now it'll be 1st and goal for the Buffaloes.
Because I didn't see him make the personal foul before he grabbed the face mask, so maybe there's a hands to the face thing.
He showed the face mask was the call by the white hat, but I don't think there's a 5-yard face mask and a 15-yard face mask like there was at one time in the pros.
Yeah.
But they only marked him 5. That's an automatic 1st down, by the way. Anyway, not tonight. A lot of things happening tonight I don't quite get. Anyway, 1st and goal for the Buffs. Amador looking to stretch their lead. Motion comes from the left side. Blankenheim's just going to keep it himself again. He's done that every time he's got down there. He stumbled. He gets knocked out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. So no gain on the play.
Yeah, and again, a designed what I assume is a designed
He's
quarterback
done that
draw.
every time they've got down inside the 10-yard line. And good job by the Argonaut defense stopping that one. That was number 33, Patrick Moreno, on the tackle. And, he doesn't run it really hard, so Moreno actually came from the backside.
There, yeah.
And was able to bring him down because he was trying to be very, very patient, trying to get around that right side. Now there's a whistle on the field.
There's an official timeout, it looks like.
1:25 left to go in the third quarter.
Oh, look, they looks like they actually took Marino out for an equipment malfunction, and they had to send somebody in. So of course that's.
Well, now they're sending that kid back off and Marino back in. So.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't Marino. Nope, it was Marino.
Well, okay, so the refs are saying, well, you can't come in until the play's run. So now he's coming out. 41 goes back in. That's Jace Rocky. So here we go. Now we're ready to go. Second down and goal for Amador. Blankenheim straight ahead handoff, this time to number 42. He gets up to about the 5-yard line. Stopped short. That was Michael Nunes. It'll be third down and goal. From the, well, they're going to mark it at the 6. So it'll be third down and goal from the 6. The movement on the field to me just looks slow. All right, third down and goal from the 6-yard line. Blankenheim in the shotgun. McElfish in the slot on the right. He wants to throw. He's going to throw to McElfish, and he's going to be stopped short. Gets up to the 3-yard line. Complete. He just wasn't able to get around that corner. Nice job by the Argonaut defense. That'll set up a fourth down and goal from the 3-yard line. So it'll be a big stop for the Mustangs here, trailing in this one 20-7 with 4 seconds remaining in the quarter. Clock's going to run out. That's going to do it at the end of 3. It's the Amador Buffaloes 20, the Argonaut Mustangs 7. We'll be back fourth quarter right after this.
And you're listening to high school football here on KVGC. Today's high school football action halftime show is brought to us by Conifer Communications. Today's pregame by Camps Propane, and today's postgame show will be brought to us by Mark Twain Medical Center. We just wanted to take a quick second to thank all our sponsors who've made high school football possible this season, and those are usually consistent sponsors, so just a huge shout out. Remember these names when you hear them, folks. Support the businesses that support the community. High school football would not be possible without all our sponsors. We're going to send it back out to Dan Barnett Field to Jake and Frank.
All right, we're back here getting ready to start this fourth quarter. Amador leading this one 22-7. They have it first and goal from the 3-yard line. Big stop here for the Mustangs if they can achieve it to keep Amador out of the end zone, because that'll make it a 3-possession game. And with only 10-minute quarters, that's going to be a big hill to climb.
Absolutely.
So here we go, start of the fourth quarter. First and goal from the 3-yard line, fourth down. One play, one stop, depending on what side you're on. Blankenheim going to operate in the shotgun. Motion's going to come from the right side.
He's going to keep it.
Blankenheim's going to keep it, go right up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. Blankenheim, for his third rushing touchdown of the night, takes it in from the 3, the first play of the fourth quarter. Push Amador's lead up to 26-7, awaiting the extra point. So a 3-yard sneak, his third sneak of the game.
And that was just a really good fake he sold there. I mean, the entire Argonaut defense bit on that sweep, and Blankenheim just took it right in there.
He ran that one hard. He didn't slow walk that one. On awaiting the extra point, good snap. Argonauts offsides.
Flag on the play.
Jumped off that left side, was trying to get to that kick early. They're going to decline it and take the kick.
And they're just going to
set it up and kick it again. They don't need to move it any closer, half the distance of the goal. So we'll redo here. Snap, kicks up, and it is good. Look at the scoreboard, 9:54 left to go in this contest. Amador 27, Argonaut 7. We'll be back, fourth quarter action, right after this.
Hey, let's play some football. Mark Borchin here with Glass Doctor. We are so excited that you're doing what you love. When you need auto glass, windshields, and calibration, call Glass Doctor. Ask about our windshield protection plan. And for shower enclosures, foggy, broken windows in your home or business, please remember Glass Doctor, your neighborly company. Visit our showroom at Highway 49 and Jackson Gate Road.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, and we're back here at Dan Barnett Field. 9:54 here left in this contest. 27-7 the score. Amador set to kick. Mustangs set to receive. Jake Geedy, Frank Howerson. Frank?
Well, 3-possession game here with under 10 minutes left. That's a big hill to climb for Argonaut. If they're going to have any opportunity at all, they need to get something quick right here. So we'll see what they've got in mind as Amador gets ready to kick off.
Well, the last big spark they had was on a special teams play. It was on that 93-yard return?
93-yard return by number 16, Henry Padilla.
So Traxler back to kick.
All right, here we go. Big booming kick off to the left, fielded it inside the 5-yard line. Gets across the 20, trying to cut to the left. He's going to be brought down right there immediately. That was Beckham Whalen on the return. Big kick there inside the 5-yard line. Argonaut's going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 20, their first possession of the fourth quarter, excuse me.
All right. So the Mustangs definitely got to generate something quickly if they want to try to come back from this.
I don't know that have they thrown a ball tonight? Obviously, they don't throw the ball much.
So I think once.
All right, 1st and 10. Ball from the 20-yard line. Handoff trying to get around the left side. Number 22, he's hit, falls forward, gain of a couple on the play. It'll set up a 2nd down and 8. That was Ace Tizarand on the carry.
Ball carried by number 22, Ace.
All right, we got 9 minutes, 18 seconds and counting here in this JV contest.
Moreno coming out. All right, 2nd down for Argonaut. Motion comes from the left side. Oops, bobbled the snap. He's just going to pull it down and keep it himself, but he's going to fumble. Now he fumbled the ball, and Amador recovers.
Oh,
he
boy.
fumbled the snap, and that was Vasco, brought it around the right, lost the ball again. Amador recovers, and Amador is going to have it 1st and 10 from the Argonaut 20-yard line.
Oh, yeah, it came in. I mean, there wasn't even any contact on the ball. He just dropped it.
He never had a handle of it when he bobbled the snap. He never did get it tucked away. The Amador is going to get possession after the fumble, and they're going to be back in business at the 21-yard line, leading this one 27-7. Boy, in position to really put this one out of reach. Blankenheim in the shotgun, and he wants to throw. He's going for it right now. Now he's in trouble. He's going to tuck it and run it himself. Breaks a couple tackles, gets across the 20, to the 15, to the 10, still on his feet, to the 5, sniffing for the end zone. Touchdown. 21 yards. Blankenheim, his 4th rushing touchdown of the night. And I don't know how many tackles he broke there. Let's count them. There's 1. That was, I think, the 3rd one after he was hit in the backfield. Now he gets hit down by the goal, and there's 2. Just fights forward. 21-yard run.
And just dives for that pylon there at the end.
His
Excellent
4th
run.
rushing touchdown of the night.
And the kick is up for the PAT, and it is good.
8:25 left to go in the contest. Amador running away with this one, 34, Argonaut 7. We'll be back right after this.
For all your land surveying and civil engineering services, call Toma and Associates at 223-0156. Whether you're building a fence and need to know where the property line is to complete boundary surveys, Toma and Associates can help. Lot surveys, boundary line adjustments, parcel and subdivision maps, FEMA certificates, septic and grading plans, among the many services Toma and Associates provides. Call 223-0156, serving the Mother Lode since 1967.
You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, and we're back here at Dan Barnett Field. 8 minutes and 25 seconds here left in this JV contest. Look at the scoreboard. Shows Amador 34, Argonaut 7. Argonaut set to receive after that 21-yard rush by Blankenheim. Jake Geedy, Frank Halverson. Frank?
Amador has scored 2 touchdowns in 1 minute and 35 seconds in this fourth quarter. All right, Amador getting ready to kick off. This one is all but over. 8:25 remaining, 35-7. A low line drive bounces. Going to go out of bounds at the 2-yard line. That'll be a flag. So Argonaut will have possession at the 35 on the kick. So they'll have it 1st and 10. Let's see what they've got in mind. They need to do a whole bunch in a hurry, and I'm not sure there's enough time to get her done.
I don't think so either, but we'll see. The biggest thing about this, though, is that you got to keep fighting. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard shows. You got to keep fighting because, again, you know these kids. These kids know each other, right?
Well, you got to compete to the end.
You have to absolutely compete to the end.
Regardless of the score, and right now it's not going on as a learned this lesson coaching a Little League team one time after the game, and we were on the winning side, but the kid came through the line and smile on his face, and he says, you know, some days you're the windshield and some days you're the bug. And I thought that was perfect perspective from a 12-year-old.
Oh, man, that's a way to look at life, I tell you what.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. That's a direct snap to Padilla. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. It will be 2nd down and 10.
8 minutes and 10 seconds and counting here left in this JV contest. The 2022 playing of the Little Big Game.
It's back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Just under 8 minutes left to go in this contest. Varsity game coming up between the Argonaut Mustangs and Mira Loma. We'll follow this one. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. 2nd down, handoff, trying to get around the right side. That's Padilla again. He's going to be dropped for a yard loss on the play, as Amador did a good job on holding the line there on the left side. Big number 88 was in there, Elliot Traxler, on that one. A loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and 11.
You know, and then again, coming in up between the two games, we have the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies for the Ione Mustang Jackson High School Argonaut Mustang Hall of Fame.
Jackson Tigers.
Jackson Tigers.
Ione Tigers, excuse me. Pitch to the left side that time and hit after a short gain on the play. That was number 22 on the carry, Ace Tizerland. Interesting play call on 3rd and 11, down 34-7, but it's going to be 4th down, and Vasco's coming out, so I'm assuming they're going to drop back into punt formation. That's number 41, Jace Rocky for Argonaut. So 4th down and 8 for Argonaut. They're going to drop back to punt. 6:32 left to go in the ball game. Amador 34, Argonaut 7. Good end-over-end kick fielded at the 37-yard line. Gets across the 40 to the 45. Dropped as he crossed the 50. That's number 35, Bill Hobson. So Amador with good field position again on the Argonaut side of the field at the 49-yard line of the Mustangs. So something they've enjoyed most of the night. Had short fields to work with. It makes the game a lot easier.
It certainly does.
When you cut the field in half, that's for sure.
We want to thank everybody who's been with us on this live stream here on YouTube Live, and of course that joined us from Facebook. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope you are enjoying this 2022 playing of the Little Big Game. And we'll be back with the varsity contest in a separate stream in just a bit after this closing game.
Just under 6 minutes left now. Let's see, is Blankenheim still in there, or is that McPartland? They're 8 and 9.
That's
and
McPartland.
That's McPartland. McPartland's in, and he throws deep. He's got a receiver wide open, complete at the 29-yard line, brought down at the 15. There's a face mask on that. That's going to add on to that. McPartland comes in and cuts one loose, complete to number 11. That is Ian McElfish.
Yeah, and he was just wide open. There wasn't a defender within 6 yards of him.
Yeah, that's going to be a face mask. So that's going to move it. Should be half the distance of the goal, as the penalty was thrown at the 15 or 16-yard line. That should mark it down to the 7.5. Let's see. No, they're going to mark it right there. I absolutely don't understand what this crew is doing. Now they're moving it forward. My word.
All right.
They're going to move it up to the 7-yard line, half the distance of the goal. Amador will have it there, first and goal, looking to add on to this one, leading 34-7 already with 5:42 left. McPartland in at quarterback, straight ahead handoff. Gets up to the 5, falls forward to the 4, gain of 3 on the play. That was number 42, Nunez, on the carry. So second down and goal for Amador. They're going to spot it at the 4. So Blankenheim's night is over. He threw for 1 and ran for 4.
5 minutes left in this JV contest at Dan Barnett Field.
Motion comes from the right side. Blankenheim's going to hand it off, trying to get around the edge. Cuts it inside, spins, breaks a tackle, gets into the end zone for the touchdown. That was number 35 for Amador, Bill Hobson. He takes it in from 4 yards out. So for the 4-yard touchdown by Hobson.
And there he goes. He spins out of another tackle and was just off after that.
So that'll stretch the Argonaut or the Amador lead to 40-7, awaiting the extra point. Good snap. Kicks up. It is good. 4:50 left to go in this one. It's all Buffs. 41. Argonaut 7. We'll be back with the conclusion of this game right after this.
Big Valley Ford Lincoln, your regional commercial van and truck headquarters, is proud to sponsor Motherlode League High School football. The expert sales team will help you get behind the wheel of the car or truck that's right for you. And their service department will keep that vehicle running at peak performance. Visit the team at Big Valley Ford Lincoln, your full-service dealership, on the web at bigvalleyford.com and located at the Stockton Auto Mall off Hammer Lane. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back here at Dan Barnett Field. 4:50 left in this JV contest. Scoreboard shows Amador 41, Argonaut 7. We're about to have the kickoff here. Argonaut set to receive. Amador set to kick. Jake Geedy, Frank Halverson.
All right, Traxler in to kick again. 41-7. All Buffs here tonight. Argonaut has not been able to do anything on offense. Their only score was on the 93-yard kickoff return by Padilla. Oh, and Traxler slips as he kicks the ball. So a short kick fielded at the 30-yard line and brought down at the 32. That was number 56 that picked the ball up for I don't have a 56 on the roster. They just said it was Travis Herrera.
Yeah, Travis Herrera on this one. I have it on this one here.
But so Argonaut will have it 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Oh, got an injured player coming off. That looks like that was Herrera. And replaced by number 75. That's A.J. Pendleton. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
4 minutes left in this JV contest.
Vasco still in a quarterback. Straight ahead handoff to number 22, I believe that was Ace Tizarand.
16.
No, that was Padilla, excuse me. So gain on the play of about 5. It'll be second down and 5. Clock continues to run, 3:35 and counting. Another player comes hobbling off the field for the Mustangs. Second down and 5 for Argonaut as they break the huddle.
3:25 and counting.
Vasco wasn't ready. The snap went right over his head, and it is fallen on by the Argonaut player in the backfield. That was number 22, Ace Tizarand, all the way back inside the 20-yard line. Vasco just wasn't ready for it. He started a bark signal, and the snap came out, whizzed right by his helmet, and big loss on the play for the Mustangs.
2:51 and counting here, and yeah, no, I don't even. He was not even remotely ready for that one, and it just flew by him.
Wow, they're going to spot it back at the 22, but huge loss on the play. They had it second down and 5, and now they've got it third down and 22. High snap, going to pitch it out to the left, trying to get around the left side, gets across the 30 to the 35. Big gain on the play. That was number 23, Anthony Wilson. Got a lot of that yards back. It'll create a third down and short.
Well, there's one way to do it. 2 minutes now here left in this JV contest.
So fourth down, excuse me. Now for the Mustangs, the ball sits at the 39-yard line.
Now, I would be surprised if Amador doesn't stack the line and blitz again like they've been doing on pretty much every fourth down.
Well, you need to get the edge then, if that's what they're doing. Let's see what they got in mind. Fourth down. Vasco's going to give a straight-ahead handoff. He's got the first down. Nice hard running by Padilla. Gets across the 42-yard line up to the 44, so that'll be enough for the first down. That'll move the chains. That'll take it inside of a minute 20 left, and the clock will continue to run, and I think Argonaut's probably got a couple plays left, and this one's going to be in the books. Big first down there, not giving the ball back to Amador. Clock continues to run, 1:05 left to go in this contest.
And be sure to stay tuned. We will be ending this live stream and starting the varsity live stream just prior to kickoff there. So stay tuned to the KVGC YouTube page as well as our Facebook, which will have the link to follow afterwards.
Vasco operating from the shotgun. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Motion comes from the right side. Inside counter. Got dragged down from behind by the shirt tails. Looks like he had a little bit of a hole to run through there. Kind of got caught by behind. That was number 20, Devin Gillett. Gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 6. 27 seconds left to go. I believe they have to run a play.
Yeah, I think this will be the last play.
Yes, they do have to. It would be delay a game. They're going to have to do one more snap. This will be the last play of the game. Vasco going to operate from the shotgun. Straight ahead handoff. Hit immediately. Loss of a couple on the play. That'll do it.
Ball carried by number 20.
So look at the scoreboard. We have a final. It was all Buffaloes tonight. The Amador Buffaloes 41. The Argonaut Mustangs 7 in the JV, the little big game. That's how this one ends. We'll be back with varsity action right after this, after a short break, right before kickoff.
Yeah, we're going to have our post-game.
Are we going to do a post-game show? So we are going to give you the Mark Twain Medical Center post-game show for the JV game. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes to recap this one.
Remember when going for a walk around the block was easy and pain-free? Future you is ready to feel like that again. Mark Twain Medical Center's orthopedic experts are with you throughout the process, from first consultation to your last physical therapy session, so you can get back to living without joint pain, and future you can wander far and wide. Visit marktwainmedicalcenter.org/orthopedics. Mark Twain Medical Center. Hello, human kindness. You're listening to high school football action on the voice of the Gold Country, KVGC and KVGCradio.com.
All right, we're back here at Dan Barnett Field as this 2022 Little Big Game comes to a close. Final score, Amador 41, Argonaut 7. And you see the Buffaloes celebrating there on the other side, and they definitely earned this one. They had a great matchup there for the Buffaloes. And Frank, let's take them down. What happened with this game?
Well, it was all Amador tonight. Argonaut maybe had 2 first downs. They could absolutely do nothing on offense. They got their 7 points out of a 93-yard kickoff return by Padilla on a push in the back by the kicking team, something that I've never seen before. And then had a beautiful interception, which ended up being our call of the game by Hartman right before the end of the first half. But actually, other than that, it was the Bradley Blankenheim show. Blankenheim threw a touchdown pass for Amador's first score, and then he ran 4 more touchdowns in for Amador, as Amador operated with great field position all night. Argonaut offense could not get anything moving, so their defense was on the field all night long, and Amador just pounded them, and this one ended up with the big win, 41-7 in this one. And there's really not a whole lot more to say about that. Argonaut was dominated tonight by the Buffs.
They absolutely were, and it was in pretty much all. It was in all facets of the game. I mean, one of the biggest things that got to me is that Amador, just their speed. They were just pursuing much better. They were much quicker than Argonaut, and honestly, Frank, it honestly seemed like they wanted it more.
Well, I thought from the very start of the game that the Buffaloes brought a little more effort into this one, which was a little surprising for a game of this magnitude.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So our Jamba Juice player of the game, nobody else but Bradley Blankenheim.
Absolutely.
4 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown. Congratulations to this young man. He's a freshman. He had a great season. He's got a bright future in front of him, and we look forward to see him in action as the years go by.
Absolutely. So that's what's going on here. So we're going to leave you here at the end of this JV contest. We will be back with the varsity contest coming up very soon. Of course, varsity game set to kick off around 7 o'clock. We're about 30 minutes out from there. So we're going to take a real quick break. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening. If we don't see you back, you're listening to KVGC AM 1340, 96.5 FM, the voice of the Gold Country, and live on YouTube. Thanks, everybody.